TTMT, what's up, bro?
King D Money, let's go, bro.
The internet wins again. It slowed us down.
Again.
But you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Opposition to purpose. But unless we got something to
Exactly.
fight back against, bro, you know,
Bro,
this
we're
this
not doing
is
nothing.
pointless. We won't be doing anything. So we
Exactly.
gotta have something to push back against. And
Exactly.
today's topic is a big thing to have to push back against, bro. Big, 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 big,
Exactly.
big. Right?
Temptation in digital age, bro.
Temptation in the digital age, man. Come on, come on.
I'm dealing with it.
We've been in the digital age a minute, but
Yeah.
we've got to see every iteration of the digital age so far,
Yeah.
and
Correct.
it's getting real sketchy out here, bro.
Yeah.
Sketchy.
Especially if you're a Christian too. Like,
Oh
how do
my,
you keep yourself centered, man?
how how do you keep yourself in a way that makes sure that you don't lose yourself in this
Mm.
screen or in these
Exactly.
screens? It's big tough. Now we got our
Because,
first view on here. I don't know who's watching, but we
hey,
not go
comment,
away. They
like, and
go
subscribe.
back to zero comparison, bro. It's back to zero. So somebody's watching, and then somebody jumped out. They didn't introduce themselves. So
It's all good, man. Listen, man. Hey, we welcome everybody to come on, man. Let's go. Come on. We got to get
let's
this
go.
get
Come
this
on, we're waiting
topic
for a
going.
couple people to get in. We're waiting for a couple people to get into the live, man. This is our
Live
first
stream. Let's go, people. Come on.
first
We need
live
y'all to
right
come
here.
on with it.
If you
You want us
checked
to
in,
get on these
you
topics?
checked into the first
Check in with us.
live of Next Level Nation podcast. You don't know this is
Exactly.
big,
Come on.
big for you.
This is big,
You know,
man. Y'all be the first ones to
right?
get in.
Hey, write us in the comment real quick. I don't know who you are, who's on. Just go ahead and
Mm.
write something in the comment, please, please. Let's stop. Let's stop.
Please.
This is
Please, please,
digital age.
please.
Once again, temptations, digital temptations in the digital age
Yeah.
is to always want somebody to like reaffirm you. You know what I'm saying? That's
Exactly.
talk.
Yeah.
We can start there if we want to. Where do you want to start, TTMT?
Yeah. Go ahead,
Because
bro. Let's go about. Let's go. Let's go on that, man. Like comparison
validation,
and instant.
man. Oh man, validation. Like
Yeah.
this
Hmm.
one, that one on the screen that I'm seeing right now, TTMT. It looks real good. I'm
Hmm.
not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I need like
Okay.
five other zeros behind it,
We need come on.
but
We need some more. We need five other zeros to come on. Let's go, guys. You guys want us to start speaking on these topics? Come on, get excited. We got this topic on temptation. We want your opinion. We want you to like. We want you to come on and comment. Come on, let's go. Let's go. We need y'all to keep going.
that's right. That's right. That's right. So digital temptations, bro. We've been on here long enough to get into the conversation. Be yo,
Okay.
like I really want to get into this one because it's
Mhm.
tough. It's already tough living a life. Then you
It
got
is. It's great.
then you waiting on your phone to reaffirm you every day,
Yeah.
every second of the day.
Exactly.
It's like talk
Exactly.
back to me. Let me know what's going on. Oh,
Yeah.
it's funny how these little numbers on the screen, bro, will affect your reality
Correct.
and
Exactly. And
or
it can
lack
mess you
thereof.
up. Or lack
Yeah.
thereof. It affects your self-esteem because you know what? Like even if you seeking people or followers or likes and even comments, right? That dependency on external approval, people, trying to validate who you are and looking at the phone, being like looking at this thing as something to make you feel better about yourself. That's actually really another form of temptation that's really messed up. I wonder how like our viewers, anybody who's listening in, can kind of tell us basically how you feel about that.
That would be awesome, bro. Whenever y'all get ready, man, chime in. If you know
Chime
somebody
in, let's
dealing with
go.
this,
Mm-hmm.
share with them
Mm-hmm.
and or somebody. Look, come on, let's be real for a minute, TTMT. Share it with
Okay.
them people spend way too much time on their phone right
Time on
now,
the
man.
phone. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That are being affected negatively by what's
Mm-hmm.
going on in what we're gonna call the digital age tonight, man.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna this is gonna help somebody, and I feel like we didn't
Mm-hmm.
get on here by accident. We didn't get on here because we
Correct.
just get on here and get a bunch of people to, you know, tune in and put numbers on the page because
Correct.
truth be told,
Exactly.
I can go in the back end of Google and put them numbers and change them numbers myself to make myself
True.
feel good.
Exactly. We
But
don't need validation. We don't have
I don't need
validation addiction ourselves.
I don't have to go
Exactly.
do that. But you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm.
The numbers for I feel for us should reflect how many people's worlds we kind of want to change a little bit with this
True.
topic tonight, man. And it's
Yeah.
like we gonna get a little deeper into it because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like people don't quite understand that their reality is
Mm-hmm.
outside of what's going on in these digital devices. These ones and
Yeah.
zeros can't be your whole life, man.
No,
It
bro. You
can't be
gotta
your.
get you gotta get with distractions.
You got to get
And you
away from
can't
the distractions.
exactly. You
The
gotta
the
have you have to have your own, I'm sorry, coach, but you gotta have your own set of moral values that allow you to be aligned with God or aligned with whoever you feel your moral code is, and don't always allow situations on the phone or things in this age to really draw you away from God if that's if your purpose if you're a Christian. But you don't have to be a Christian in order to be distracted. You could be distracted and be dealing with this because you know the people in the world they call them demons. They call their
mm,
distraction demons. We call them demons too, but we don't look at them in terms in the same way people in the world do. We look at it in terms of distracting us from God. It might be for them, it could be distracting them for their purpose. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on what you kind of consider what your demons are for. You know what I'm saying?
that's another topic in itself, bro. Because we can sit
Yes.
here and talk about being distracted from your purpose. What if you just
Mhm.
let's get nitty and gritty. What if you're
Mhm.
distracted from even teaching your own kids? What if you're
Wow.
distracted
Yeah. Yeah.
from being the person you need to be so that other people can be
Mm.
a little bit
Who they're
higher?
supposed to be.
What if your
Correct.
what if your whole mission was what if your job, what if you
Mhm.
being here
Yeah.
was for you to be seen by somebody else doing something you were supposed to be doing, and
Correct.
our phones or our computers are keeping
Mhm.
us from it.
From your purpose and because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing or not being seen doing what the purpose that you've been given, right? Then that affects their lives because now you're not a gift to anybody anymore. You're trying to be a gift to yourself because a lot of things that we're trying to get, we talk about this all the time, is that when you're trying to be successful, success is not built on just you by yourself. Success really is being able to have something that you can pass on to somebody else, and you being an example to somebody else, be like, you know what, that person's pretty successful. Let me see, I would try to learn from this individual. But if you're distracted and you're not focused, you can't be a gift to that individual, and you can't be in the space where that person sees you in the space that you're supposed to be because you're out of alignment. Because if you were in alignment, you'd be in the place where they can see you. But now you're not even in a place where they can see you because you're covered. You're in the
Mm.
dark because you're in the dark doing something that's distracting you from where the light is at, where people can see you. Now you have a problem because now you're not even fulfilling the things that's supposed to be fulfilled in your life and the other individuals' lives.
That's like I was saying, TTNT. That point is needed in this time, man, because we're
Yeah, for
spending
sure.
a lot of time on these
Mhm.
devices, and we don't know what we're killing off by supporting something else.
Ah,
We
you
don't
might
know
be
what
killing your own dreams, bro.
you don't know what you're feeding. You might be
Yeah,
feeding your dream killer. You might be feeding
yeah,
your opportunity killer. You might be you don't know this, bro. And
yeah.
run up on you so quick. Like
Mhm,
today, I'm not even gonna lie. Like today, I knew I was supposed to be
mhm,
doing one other thing, but I
mhm,
scrolled on my phone twice,
mhm.
and it was over. It was over.
It's
Like
over. Yeah.
I didn't know I was on my phone till my wife
Mhm.
called me on my phone, and I was like, "Hold on, I was on my phone doing something. I wasn't supposed to be
You
on my
weren't
phone.
supposed to be at.
You weren't
Yeah,
supposed to be on your phone doing that." Like, okay, all
yeah,
right,
yeah.
cool. I had something else I was supposed to be doing that was on a
Mhm.
list that I made today, so
Yeah.
I was intentional about it, and
Mhm.
it still had the opportunity to slow me down and to keep me from
True,
doing what I need to do.
bro.
But me personally, I
Mhm,
believe that everybody has it in them to
mhm.
turn away from these things that they think they can't get away from. Like
Can't live it out.
like you can't live without, man. It's like you
Yeah.
gotta have that. I'm gonna tell a quick story. When me and
Mhm.
my wife were getting engaged, when we got engaged,
Mhm.
I used to tell
Mhm.
her she would look at the prices and I'd tell her, look, this is
Mhm.
the I quoted it as the gotta have price.
We gotta have
These
price.
aren't
Okay.
regular prices. These places don't rent for this much. These chairs don't rent
Yeah.
for this much
Mhm.
for somebody not doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you and purposely knew that you wanted to come here for a wedding.
Mhm.
Now the price is
Mhm.
the gotta have price.
Of
You
course.
know,
Now, because you're
it's gonna
you're
cost you,
in a wrong position. Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
It's gonna cost you, and it's all gonna
Of course.
cost you something at some point in the day. It's gonna cost you either your 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 dream. Let's not even go
Mhm.
that lofty. Let's not go that
Yes.
high, man. Let's get out of
Mhm.
the ethereal.
Yeah.
You wanted to do something in the back of your head. Let's be for real. You had a
Mhm.
goal, you had something you wanted to do, and
Mhm.
somehow or other the phone or the internet kept you from doing what you actually wanted to do today.
Correct. Exactly.
Be honest. Like if we had
Yeah.
something else to do,
Yeah.
we we really do need something else to do. Let's just go there.
You do.
The
Yeah.
digital
Exactly.
the temptation to be led by your phone all day. Like
Yeah.
my God, bro, it
Yeah.
gets really etchy, sketchy in here, etchy and sketchy, man.
It
With
does
the
get
non
sketchy, you know.
you don't know where to
Yeah.
go unless
You
you're one
don't
of
know
those
where to go
artists.
because the line is all over the place. And you know the funny thing is that you're saying it's sketchy because all these digital platforms, like the social media, being on your phone that's connected to these things, they're addictive and they're designed to be addictive. They're designed to exploit you psychologically. They're designed to exploit your vulnerabilities. And they find things. You don't remember when you see things on the phone, you might talk about it. All of a sudden, the ad just comes up, and that's something
Oh,
that you wanted, and now you're spending money that you don't have because of something you said out your mouth. Like, yo, I want to get this. And next, it pops up on your phone because the bots grab onto the fact that you have a desire for that one thing. Now you're spending money where you wouldn't even intend to. You were going to save that money, right? And that
yep,
had purpose for it.
yep.
Now you're spending that money instead of being like, you know what? Let me discipline myself to do a certain amount of thing. But no, the Bible talks about that you are drawn away by and pulled by your own lust. So you don't
Mm,
get pulled out of your situation unless you get pulled out of it. It's like you could be in a like a safe space right here, right?
hmm
It doesn't matter what type of thing it is. You're in the safe space. You get pulled out of things out of your own desire because it's like it's just almost like there's a lion. He'd be like, he's outside of the cave, and you're like, I hear that lion outside of the cave, but then there's some chocolate, and you're addicted to chocolate. Now that's a trap. You know what I'm saying? You like sugar, you like sweets, you like certain things. Now you go out there and you're gonna get eaten by the lion, which is the lion could be anything. You know what I'm saying? It could
yes,
be any
sir.
distraction. So, but because of your desire to feed whatever needs you have, instead of being able to try to supplant or suppress some of the things that are unnatural desires, there's things in the phone that is designed to exploit you and pull you out of where you're supposed to be at and make you and put you in a position of vulnerability. So now you can't accomplish your goals in life.
That yo, TTNT, bro. These goals have to be reached, man. And I feel like
Yeah.
when you stop reaching for them,
Hmm.
you you subvert your purpose, and in the same vein, in the same moment, you
Hmm.
like automatically just give yourself that much depression.
Bro, it's
Because
crazy you talk about that, bro,
Mhm,
because you doing depression, this a lot of the stuff that deals with this stuff, which with temptation online, it literally starts leading to depression. You get anxious because it has emotional and mental consequences for your life when you start being tempted out of your space that you need to be in. And the phone is the biggest That social media is one of the biggest culprits of that. It increases your anxiety. You're depressed. You can be lonely because you get overexposed and over. You have things where you get over consumption. You get so inundated with so many things trying to tell you where you should be and where you should go that you don't even know what direction you're supposed to be in. Why is it that people online are getting bullied? Like, this is crazy that people get cyber bullied online. Like, and they're getting to the point where they're getting mentally broke down. Oh, you can just shut your phone off. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays people are so linked in, like in general, to the phone and to social media and all the platforms that, man, they are emotionally connected to it where they can't even detach from the thing. That's because they're so ingrained in trying to consume whatever is feeding you, and it's feeding you stuff that's actually depressing you, is depleting you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But you went major just now, dog. You went big dog just now. You covered like everything we might have talked about tonight. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, TTMT's on fire right now,
I'm
yo.
trying, bro. Trying
Like,
not to freak
yo,
right now.
yo, man. Hey, get on your soapbox, man. I
Yeah,
don't know what soap it is. It might be Dove, it might be Irish Spring, but
yeah.
you're doing your thing, man. You a
Irish
whole
Spring all day, bro.
you said a mouthful to a horse right now, just now, bro.
Yeah, we're trying
Um,
to help people out here.
we're trying to help people out here, man. Don't let this thing trip you up, man. Like we were saying, like
Mhm.
adding to what TTMT was talking about, there's a time where you have to have your own mission in mind going so
Right.
that you
Moving
can
forward.
accomplish the things you want to accomplish. When
Yeah.
you stop doing that, you
Mhm.
start to you start to pull back on what you wanted to do, and then you trying to figure out why you
Mhm.
aren't as happy as you want to be. You bought
True.
that thing off the Amazon. You bought that
Mhm.
thing off your Instagram. You went to the pages and you watched what you wanted to watch. You got what you wanted to get out of it, and you're still not fed.
Mhm.
It's like eating your favorite
Mhm.
candy. I'm gonna say Snicker because I just it's just in my head right. It's like
Yeah,
eating a
yeah.
Snicker. You're not
Mhm.
full,
Yeah. You're not
but
full because you don't
but
eat
your
a good
brain
meal.
told you, yeah, but your brain told you to go after it. It's big
Yeah.
empty.
Yeah.
You know it's empty. You know you're not gonna
Yeah.
be full out of this Snicker.
Mhm.
You
Yeah, of
might get
course you
full
don't.
out of the Whopper, but like
Mhm.
TTMC told me earlier today, that Whopper just didn't fuel him the right way.
No, it doesn't.
Just because you can eat it, just because it
Yeah.
does feel like you're getting you full, doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you're satisfied. It doesn't mean that you are going anywhere. It doesn't mean that you are getting anything done. And
Exactly.
we have to start addressing it like that, man. We have to start talking to ourselves and like, hold on, like, is this going to satiate me? Is this going to fulfill what I really need done? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I always equate it to you being a car, and
Mhm.
let's say you're a Mercedes Benz or you're like an Audi or something like that. You don't run
Mhm.
on 87 octane,
Right,
bro.
you can't.
You
It car
could,
will not run properly. I had a Mercedes.
you,
You got to
you
put premium
could,
in that car. Premium
you could,
93.
you could put methanol in there. It'll
Yeah.
run for a second or two,
And your engine
but
is going to be blown.
the engine's gonna be terrible. You're never
Yeah.
gonna get how fast you want to get there or how slow you want to get there because it's not gonna turn over the right way.
Exactly.
You could put the wrong gas in your car all you want and
Exactly.
just struggle. I feel like we got used into the struggle of
Mhm.
logging onto these phones and staying attached to them, and
Mhm.
even if it's depressing us, we'll still stay in that struggle
Mhm.
vein. That's what I really feel that they're selling when we get on
Mhm.
these devices and we talk
Mhm.
about digital temptations that there we have been. I feel like not just as we're
Targeted.
of
Targeted.
chocolate descent, but you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, we've been
It
targeted, man.
ain't just for us though. We're
Yeah.
targeted.
Yeah.
I think we're targeted more as a
Mhm.
class,
Mhm.
and I mean
People.
as like a I want to say this middle class, lower class. We're targeted more as poor people, and I don't mean poor in money,
Poor in
but poor
money,
in
finances,
mind.
and poor in mindset.
That poor in mindset
Mm,
will not invest in themselves and get off these devices and
yeah,
decide do something for themselves, even if it's a little something. It doesn't matter, but it's your thing. You need to be
yeah,
the king or the queen of your thing, you know.
correct.
And you can't be that if you're watching somebody else's kingdom rise every day.
Oh, you know what? You know what?
It's
This funny thing that Kevin Gates was saying about porn. He was saying one of the things that you as a man shouldn't be watching another man and celebrate his victories. You should be wanting, you know what I'm saying? Because you as your own man should be able to. Because when you're watching another man have sex with somebody else, you basically watching that man have his own victory, right? But you're not having the victory. You're celebrating this other guy have a victory. If you're gonna have your own woman and you're gonna be with your own woman, that's you. But you're looking at somebody else have a victory, and you're basically a spectator of somebody else's success. And that's why he stopped watching porn because of that reason. And I didn't even think about that. I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense because really you're like celebrating this guy because he happened to get the girl, right? You're looking at him get the girl, and he's getting the ultimate thing that most men want to get out of women, right? So he's really being successful in that area. You're just watching him be successful instead of deciding, I'm gonna get my own girl and be successful with the woman I want to be with. You know what I'm saying? So you basically looking at other individuals to with this addiction and trying to be able to escape the fact that you should be doing things in your own life to make your own self successful. I didn't even think about it like that.
it can be like a total roller coaster, man. You
Yeah,
think you're doing something for yourself, and you're really celebrating somebody else's victories. And it's okay to celebrate your neighbor, but
correct.
to the extent where it doesn't help you out at all,
True.
or
At
it
all.
doesn't
Period.
or let's go back to my other analogy, it doesn't put the
Mhm.
right fuel into
True.
your situation.
It's
Like,
your
these
bro,
things could fill you up, but once again,
bro.
we run on 103 octane. We running on jet fuel, and this phone or these devices will have you running off 87. And
Bro.
you don't mix that. If you're not mechanically inclined, you know you. I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't
Mm.
put the regular in a refined car. You don't
Bro, you
put regular
said
in a refined car, bro.
bro, you said something really key that I just thought about.
Talk
Like
about, man.
you don't put regular in a certain type of car, right? So
Right.
everybody's a certain type of character, right? You can't
Mm,
get to a certain level unless you put the right things inside of you, the right fuel inside of you,
right.
because you can never get to the point where your character won't let you stay at, right? So you get to
Right.
a point you'll fall because you don't have the right fuel to stay there because your character is not there yet. So if you have good character, you can stay there because you've been putting in the right fuel. So you can never maintain. It's almost the same thing with the car. You don't have the fuel to get to that point. You're looking at other individuals who you consider Mercedes, right? But they've
You're
been
right.
putting in premium fuel for years and years and years in their spirit. They've been disciplined. And you're looking
Right.
at them like, yo, I want to put premium in mine, but you don't have the capacity, you don't have the engine, you don't have the character, you don't have the integrity to get to that point like they are. And so you're like looking at them like, yo, I want to be like you, but you don't have it because you're not putting in, you're not investing in, you're seeing things that's feeding yourself with these phones, with these social media situations, with these distractions that's not giving you the opportunity. Because when you start looking at individuals who are doing the things that you want to see them doing, they tend to be on these platforms. They're not looking at the platforms, they're on the platforms doing stuff, and you're looking
Doing the
at them.
thing. Yeah,
Exactly.
they're
They're home
doing the
parents.
thing, man. They're like,
Exactly.
okay, I was apprehensive, or
Mhm.
maybe they're just out there like that. They're like, okay, let's just do it. Like, I worry
Exactly.
about it on the back end. I worry about what people think of me on the back end of this, because
Correct.
it makes no sense to live your
Mhm.
this one existence that we know of that we can have
Yeah.
for somebody else to watch somebody else do it our whole life. It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
I'm not going to sit back and be a spectator my whole life. I can't do it, and you
Uh-uh.
shouldn't do it either. Like,
No.
we're moving. This is a digital temptation to stay on the phone and to
Mhm.
live somebody else's life vicariously.
Correct.
We didn't
Exactly.
you can see we done moved into a whole nother conversation, man. Living
Yeah,
people
yeah,
vicariously, bro. Fueling yourself up
yeah,
with other people's fuel and think it's gonna gas up you,
yeah.
and it's not. It's just not doing it.
Not,
It doesn't do it for you.
it's
It
not doing
doesn't
it.
happen, man. And
But
it's yeah,
the weird part about it is that because of that, we really want to escape into somebody else's life. That's what you're
yeah,
doing, really. You're escaping. You want to avoid your own life and your own responsibilities or your own emotions. And because you don't want to face them, you move into some escapism. You move into a place where it looks better on their side, but you don't know the work that takes to get to that point. And you're not really willing to do the work because you're like, you know what I'm saying? Because it looks too hard and you're not willing to start. You're not willing
yeah.
to make an effort. And sometimes it's because it's scary and because no one else has done it before and you
Mm-hmm.
haven't decided to do it. You haven't decided like I don't want to be this way anymore. And a lot of that times is facing yourself and the phones and the social media and the platforms and the temptations that come along with that doesn't want you to see yourself. It doesn't want you to be mindful of who you are. It doesn't want you to be mindful of what's going on with you because that means you got to start taking inventory. That means your attention span is not on somebody else. Your attention span is on yourself. And you got to go from the inside out instead of looking at people from the outside in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, big time, bro. Because you gotta like, why we say you gotta take inventory of yourself. You
Mhm.
can't be doing that if you're checking out other people's inventory,
Correct.
right?
Exactly.
That checking out of other people's inventory can lead to envy,
Correct.
and envy isn't the best feeling, bro. It isn't. It really
Oh,
isn't,
bro.
bro. I had a
Bro.
moment the other day. You know, I'm
Hmm.
starting on this. I'm starting on this new instrument. I'm doing my thing, and I'm just
Hmm.
like, yo. I was playing something, and I was doing really, really good, and I was like, man, I'm
Hmm.
gonna be really good by this time, or I'm gonna be better than this person, or I'm
Yeah.
gonna surprise this person with
Yeah.
with this later.
Hmm.
And I'm just
Hmm.
like, and I in that same moment, I was like, hold on,
Mm.
because I prayed for discernment of when
Correct.
this type of things happen. So I knew when
Hmm.
it dropped in my spirit, like,
Hmm.
oh, this was happening. Like it's happening to me. Like right now, it's happening. I am
Yeah.
having a moment where I want to be better than somebody else instead of being
Mm.
better than myself when
Correct.
I started. Like I
Instead
was
of
like,
competing against yourself.
right. I took the blessing. I took the
Hmm.
blessing, and then I tried to compare it to somebody else's blessing.
To somebody else's blessing.
And I instantly made
Hmm.
myself upset or angry. And I might not even be mad at myself, but I made
Hmm.
myself envious enough to
Hmm.
picture someone else that I
Hmm.
might be that I might surprise, or somebody I might want to to like what I did.
Showcase or showcase it exactly, so
I
you
don't
can feel
feel
validated and feel better
there's
about yourself.
there's not a lot wrong with that, but in the
No,
same vein, it's a slither that slides into a whole, I
a
want to
slippery
say,
slope.
a slippery slope. It's something that
Mm,
leads to other things that keep you away from your dreams and your visions,
mm,
and doing them in an
mm.
effective, timely manner. You have to break the digital temptations. Like,
Yeah.
bro, I don't know about you, but
Mm,
my phone has
mm.
been showing me, um, has been
All
showing me
types of,
stuff to buy since
yeah.
2012, since 2012,
Yes.
2013,
Mm,
right?
mhm.
It's also been showing me a lot of other things. It's been
Yeah.
showing me, you know what I'm saying, the things that I like the most, apparently, or the
Of
things that
course.
I've on the most. And it's
Mm,
like, okay, the things you get stuck on real quick, like, hold
yeah.
on. Like I was here way too long. And
Yeah.
you have to be careful with that. Like
Yeah.
I
You do.
remember in like 2011, 2012, I
Mm,
started noticing that the things I was shopping for,
uh-huh.
like on regular internet, would show up
Mm,
in the
mm.
on the side of my y'all don't know if y'all know y'all not that
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah.
don't know if
Yeah.
y'all, but Yahoo,
Yahoo
it would
Max.
show up on the sidebar of my Yahoo.
Hmm.
Like it Amazon and Google have been at this for so long, bro. It's
Yeah.
it should be
Yeah, bro.
banned. Like
Yeah, it should be
it's
banned because they're targeting you.
big
You know what
time.
I'm saying? The ads and influencers also target you. The culture, it drives materialism. It drives people to to impulse spend. A lot of this stuff is we don't know how to distinguish the things that are part of the culture and part of who we are because we
Mm,
become part of the culture. You got to get to the point where you create the culture yourself. You create your own culture for your own life. You got to create.
mm,
I remember this book where this guy, it was a book about holiness. So it was a Jewish book. And the book was talking about you have to create your own curriculum for your life. You got to
mm.
create your own curriculum. Well, you and I as teachers understand that the curriculum is a set of rules and a set of parameters that you create for the student for them to follow. Or, you know what I'm saying? A set of parameters and bullet points for you to learn something. But you got to create your own curriculum. And the Bible tells you that you should work out your salvation with fear and suffering, right? So you working out your salvation, you working out your curriculum for how you want your life. Everything that is going on in the social media stuff is dictating to you what you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? Dictating you what you're supposed to be doing in life, dictating to you what you think is successful. Like I saw something the other day. I was looking at Andrew Schultz talk on Club Shay Shay. He was like, "Oh, this person gets to a point of being successful," and and then I was thinking about like why do I want to be interpret why do I interpret success as what his definition of success is? Because
Right.
what your definition of success is not my definition of success. When you say they're like, well, you shouldn't even be. Some people will be like, he'll say, some people shouldn't even have a jealous spirit. Well, you shouldn't even be in that position of success, quote unquote, in the world because you have money, you have fame, you've got access to things that they don't have access to. But that's your definition of success. Why does the world's definition of success has to be my definition? I had to catch myself like, yo, that's not my
Ooh,
definition of success. Like I almost had to be like, oh, I don't need to have all these things because having all those things doesn't mean I'm going to be happy when I get there. You know what I'm saying? That might be your version of what successful is, but that doesn't have to be mine. Because if I keep thinking about what I heard him in his version of success, I would be depressed because I can look at my life and be like, yo, I don't have any of that stuff. So am I really successful then? You know what I'm saying? That's where I had to catch myself and be like, no, I'm successful at what I do and where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going along my own path, and no one's gonna dissuade what I consider success in my life. Because if I don't, I'll just be swayed by any person's version of that. And then every time I see it, I'll be like, oh man, that's what person needs to be successful. Oh, that's what they need to be successful. Just because they have this, and this does not mean that's successful for you. You don't know what they had to go through to do that, and maybe I don't want to go through all that to be what you quote unquote think is success. You know what I mean?
yeah, man, that stuff can be the problem with it is that it's contagious. Is that
Yeah, it is contagious.
you'll catch it and then you'll start spreading it around and then you'll
Mm,
try and make other people feel what you
mm,
felt about not
correct.
being successful. So you're like, okay,
Exactly.
this is the definition and you can't have your own. Even
You
in
can have your own.
even
We
in
think
this
this is what successful is. Yeah.
yeah, even in this woke so-called woke culture, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying, you can still have your own version of being successful. It doesn't have
correct.
to be
Correct.
set in
Exactly.
stone. That's one thing that I feel like is fluid
Mm,
to each person that exists on earth. You didn't go through
mm,
the same channels that everybody else went through. You didn't make
true.
it through the same, trials that everybody made it through. So your version of success
Mm,
should and should and is going to look different than other
yeah.
people unless you align yourself with somebody else and you say
Mm,
that, okay, yeah, this is our version of success. Okay, cool. You guys made up your own.
mm,
Everybody else, all a
mm.
couple billion the people of us, can make up our own version of success. People can live this earth
Mm.
farming. There are people that probably live their whole life
Life
just
on the farm. Farming,
just
and they're
farm,
fine with that. They're
and
cool.
they were happy with it.
Yeah.
They content, and that's what they wanted to do. Whether they
Hmm.
knew there was more out there or not, they decided
True.
not to leave, and they decided to be maybe happy, maybe sad. I don't know, but they
Yeah.
decided to do it. And I feel
Mm,
like when you decide, that's
mm.
when things happen for you. When you start
True.
making the incisions and the decisions and the
Mm,
cuts into what
mm.
doesn't work for you and what's not serving you. These
True.
digital temptations don't serve you, Dirk. They don't
They don't
serve you.
serve you, man.
They they
They
they
distract you.
I feel
Mm,
personally attacked on my
mm,
phone whenever
mm.
I scroll. Now, am I part of the problem?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm human. I
Yeah.
I I'm human. I'm male. I'm black. Okay,
Yeah.
let's,
Yeah.
let's just get into
Yeah.
that. Let's just
Of
be
all the
real.
things. Yeah.
Let's not
Yeah.
act like let's not
Mm,
act like I woke up and I came into this world holier than
mm.
now. I'm not.
True.
I'm not there. You know,
Yeah.
when Jesus was born into this world, he was sin and not sin, and
Yeah.
it was a
Yeah.
whole.
So you're
It's a
born in
whole.
sin,
It's
shape
a,
of iniquity.
the highest. He wanted to be the highest. He is the highest version of what he is, and
Yeah.
still decided to come down and become something that he didn't want us to be.
Correct.
You know, in our
Still never
nature that.
feel. Yeah.
So being I no excuses being born into this.
Yeah.
These things happen to you.
True.
You know what I'm saying? They happen to you.
Mhm.
So being on this internet, bro, being on this Instagram and this Facebook, bro, I
Mhm.
feel like we're being targeted, bro. I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna lie. At
Yeah.
at the whatever, let the words fly. I feel like we're being targeted, bro. All for a long while, all I was getting was
Mhm.
workout videos
Mhm.
and twerk videos, and
Church videos. Yeah.
it's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
And
It's
it
terrible,
doesn't
man.
everybody on the internet wants to show off what they have.
True. And if you don't have money, then you're showing off your body. You know what I'm
There we
saying?
go. And if
And
you
that's the
don't have
thing.
an idea, then you're showing off your body. And if you don't
Exactly.
have success, you're showing off your body. And if you don't
Exactly.
have, the nice car, then you got to
Mm,
show off your body so that you can get the nice car, so that you can show
exactly.
off show off your body again, because you got to redo the body because you
Exactly.
don't have enough of the car, you don't have enough of this, you don't have enough of that. And it's
Exactly.
like it's what I feel like people don't understand is that this is a pit.
Yeah, it's a pit.
This is a bottomless pit to give into.
Yeah, because think about like even when you look and you scroll, as men, we see like all the TNA that comes on Instagram, and at a certain point, I'm guilty of it too because I'm a man. But you start seeing it, and you're like, damn, like I could just be going here forever. Like it's never stopping. Like at a certain point, you gotta be like, you know what? I can't. I can only see like how many women am I gonna see? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see like a million
How
women. I'm
many?
like, yo, I don't
Wait, yo,
see like 200 women. Like, yo, am I gonna see 1,000? I don't got time to sit here looking at
yo,
that many
it's
women.
see, it's a difference, Tito. There's a difference
Yeah,
in between seeing
mm,
that randomly
yeah,
and pursuing it on your phone.
true.
Knowing that you're going on your phone to look at that, there's a
Protect.
big
Yeah,
difference in between you just
mm,
being on your phone
mm,
looking at comedy videos, and then the
yeah,
next reel is
yeah.
the next reel
It's
is
somebody naked,
chocolate bunny
chocolate
85.
bunny. Yeah. What's crazy? I remember I was on Facebook, right? And I
Uh-huh.
wasn't even trying to see nothing. I was looking at something else. And there was a video, and this girl comes on and she started stripping, but she wasn't doing it like in the immediate sense. She just started slow. So like I was like, yo, is this actually happening? No, bro, she went buck naked. And I was like, yo, what the is this supposed to be on here? Like
Yo,
I was like, bro, like I didn't even know Facebook had stuff where they
yo,
allowed that to be on there. And of
face.
course, I'm a man. It's gonna be hard for me to turn away. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, no, this is not happening. Is this really happening? I had to check myself, like, this is not
It's
actually happening.
it's still
It was
something
happening.
it's still something you're dealing with.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I I I always subscribe to giving people grace with things that they're dealing with. You're not
Yeah,
done with it all of a sudden because you think you're done. The
you're not.
world ain't finished with you. The
Yeah,
world's not finished with you. Just because you say you're done doesn't mean that you're done. Matter of fact,
correct.
this is when it starts showing up even more. You're not
Yeah,
looking for it no more, but it's running into
correct.
you. It's
Yeah,
gonna run into
it's
you, and
running to you.
you gotta be ready to be like, nah, you know what?
Nah, I'm done. I want to
But
see
like,
that.
bro, like Facebook, talking about Facebook,
Mm,
like a year ago, maybe like a couple months ago,
mm,
full on, full on nudity. I mean, porn, bro. Like it's just
mm.
like I was on there and I was like, hold on, I'm just scrolling. We done went from
Yeah, you
from
stop
baby
and set up
diapers
temps.
and we
Yeah,
done went from body lotions and scat packs to full
yeah.
on nudity and porn on the Facebook. Talking about
Wow.
digital expectations, bro. This is like imagine somebody that's still dealing with that,
Yeah,
just scrolling on their phone,
yeah,
going to watch their cousin's wedding,
yeah.
going to going to look at some other friends' stuff to compare
Mm,
themselves their life to, and all of a
yeah,
sudden they're dealing with the thing that was dealing with them.
correct. And that messes them all the way up because
And
now it has skewed your
you're already
brain.
turned around.
Yeah.
And it's like, hold on, I didn't plan
Mm,
on coming on here for that, but then you
yeah.
end up on
And then you end up
like
on it, and then you deny that you've gone off of it. Say you've gone off of it, right? Now it's implanted in your mind. Now you get compulsions that have you go seek after it now instead of, you know what I'm saying? Where
right,
that seed is planted in your head. Now after a period of time, now you feel terrible because you don't seek after this stuff, and you know, like, okay, man, I shouldn't even be looking at this. Why am I? And then you realize it's another one of those rabbit holes that once you look, then you got to keep looking. Now you're finding different things in that, and you're like, damn, this never stops. Like it will never stop. Like you literally have to be stopped yourself. You be listen, I can't look at this because this will never end. Because all it does is make you think, you know what? Let me be curious to see what this would look like with this. If this is black and this is white and this is white and this is black, let me mix these colors around. Let me get Indian. Let me get Chinese. Let me get, you know what I'm saying? So it
right.
never ends. And you're always going to be in that situation where you're like locked into it, where you're like thinking that this is going to be something that's going to satisfy, but it will never satisfy you because what's you have in your visuals, your imagination is way bigger than anything in the world. Your imagination is bigger
Talk
than
about it.
any book or any movie or any of that. So then when
Yes,
your
sir.
imagination get keyed into that dopamine, you get that little hit, you're like, man, I want to get that hit again. And people don't realize how addictive it's just like any other drug, like alcohol or gambling or anything like that. And what
It's
it
like,
does,
yep.
you start fueling that addiction unknowingly, not even realizing you're getting tapped in each time, man. You're getting, and it could be just little parts. And after a period of time, you can't even stop yourself from looking at it or doing things because you're like addicted to it now. And it got in like subtly, just like any drug. You took a little hit, you got that little tap, you got that high, and you're like, you know what? I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it every day. I don't do this you know what I'm saying? And then it leads to things where now you're depressed because you don't have that dopamine hit anymore. You don't get the need fulfilled by human beings that are close to you anymore. So your
Mm.
your desire for intimacy is separate because now you don't want to be intimate with individuals because you already got your hit. So why do I need to start dating individuals and start doing certain things? Because now you've gotten that situation where it is brought you to a point where you don't need human interaction. And that's one thing that we talk about with this temptation with the phone, the social media, and all this other stuff. It's disconnecting you to human beings. Your connectivity to humans, to engagement, to emotional, dealing with these things, they draw you away from that. So now you can't even be the person you're supposed to be because now you're drawn away. You know what I'm saying?
You can't you like I hear what you're saying, B. Like I deal with that with a couple of things, man. I just like feel like these phones and this internet just slows things down for you in the long run. Like
True.
we think we're we think we're piling up and preparing ourselves for something, this big thing, when we're gathering
Mhm.
this stuff every day. We don't know that we're gathering these little
Yeah.
acorns of lust and deceit and envy. We don't know that we're gathering all of that stuff and we're just putting it in a basket. We don't know that we're digesting that. We spoke about that on a previous podcast, that
Yeah.
digestion just doesn't happen in your stomach. You're digesting
Correct.
things with your eyes, you're just digesting things with your ears,
With
you
your ears
digest
as
things with
well.
your nose, you're taking things in, and
Mhm.
you don't know what you've taken in when
True.
you end up having to take in something that you took in all
Mhm.
by mistake. Like you could just be
Yeah.
on your you the way this phone's set up, the way these people are set up to sell you things,
Mhm.
you don't know if it was your idea to buy that thing, or
Yeah.
you don't
Or
know if
their
it was
idea.
your idea to
Yeah.
be lustful
Yeah.
or not. You don't
Yeah.
you
Bro.
don't even know. You could pass by something and pass it
Bro.
and it shoot past you, but you
Yeah.
saw it for that quick second or that quick millisecond, and you're like, oh my gosh, now I have to deal with this. I have to deal with this thing that I've been moving away from, this thing that I've been praying
Mhm.
about getting away
True.
from. I have to have enough discernment in myself. And we're not even
Mhm.
going that deep. We're going with that discernment part. It's just
Mhm.
knowing that
Mhm.
in yourself, you didn't want that for yourself. I think we get
Correct.
caught up not knowing what we want for self, and
Yeah.
truly knowing what we want for self, and not
Truly knowing what you want for
comparing
yourself.
not
Comparing
comparing
yourself.
what we have to
Mhm.
other people. And I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of that happens on the internet, man.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then comparison leads to validation. Some people have
Correct.
validation addictions, man. You want to see those
Yeah.
numbers at the top. Like I'm not gonna lie, I want to see this
Mhm.
number, I want to see this watch
Mhm.
count go up. And
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna feel I feel like I'm gonna feel a little better once I
Yeah.
see it going up. I don't feel
Mhm.
bad, but I feel like
Yeah.
there's a level. They've
That
set
you want
us
people
up
to help.
there.
Yeah.
They
Exactly.
s-
You want to help individuals. You want to
they
see
set
that the message
they,
you have is doing something for them.
right. But I know they've been setting us up to see these numbers on the screen and to get a
Mm,
dopamine hit based on the numbers on the screen.
true.
And
Yeah.
it's a difficult thing to know that information
And try
and
to ignore it.
still be and yeah, and still be like, yo, I want to see
Yeah.
people. I want to see people healed. I want to see people. I want to see
Mhm.
people blessed. I want to see people not distracted from their dreams and their ambitions and from their goals. I want to see
Yeah.
people get out here and do what they want to do. I want to be happy for my neighbor. I don't want to have to
Yeah.
envy my neighbor because I'm
Mhm.
not doing what I'm supposed to be doing by going on the phone and looking at a whole bunch of stuff and buying everything there is. Bro, we ain't even touched on just how you can
Mhm.
be done sold your dream away
Yeah. Yeah.
by buying all the stuff that you see on your phone all the time.
Mm. All the
Or
time. Man, Timu. Timu today, bro. I was looking on things
Timu.
to buy. I was like I was like, bro, don't buy any more stuff. Cause I was like, you know what? This thing gets a little addictive because you go on there and you're like, man. And even when I was at Guitar Center earlier today, I was like, do I need this guitar? I was like, nah, I don't need it. I need to put this money away. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm getting better and better at it. Because
Mhm.
it's like, the art of there's an art to suppressing your, like, what is called, it's like basically there's a word for it and I'm trying to remember what it is, but it escapes me. It's basically delayed gratification.
Right.
So you if you don't if you're watching porn, you're watching social media, you're watching likes, you're watching followers, you get to that point where you don't understand how to have delayed gratification. And if you don't understand delayed gratification, you are never going to be successful in life because you have to delay gratification. Even when I'm trying to learn something in music, when you were talking about getting back to that music, there's a part of guitar players that is called just basically just playing all over the place. And
No, no, no.
basically you're basically just you're just kind of just riffing, right? And all that
Mhm.
riffing doesn't really accomplish anything. It's just for you to make yourself feel good. and you're just playing licks and you're riffing all over the place. And so what happens, instead of doing that now, I don't even do that when I go to the music store. I do something I know is constructive. Like if I'm playing something there, I'm not doing anything that's not constructive. I'm delaying gratification to make myself feel good, to play the things that make me feel better instead of, because the things that make you better as a musician or a player is not the
Yeah.
things that are the most fun. You don't even probably even feel like doing them because they're not fun at all. They're disciplinary things that you're doing that it just feels like, man, I'm just literally just here working. I'm not even having fun with this. But overall, when you start doing the overarching portion of it, you end up building character in your music on the instrument to the point where now you respect what you're doing enough where you don't even approach it unless you're going to do something that's going to be accomplishing anything. And that's how you got to see things in your phone. I'm not even going to look at this unless it's just going to take away from my ability to be able to fulfill my purpose. Like, what am I looking at? What am I feeding? Like you said, what am I hearing? What am I smelling? Whatever the case may be, what am I using my senses for that is going to accomplish the thing that has been set before me and that I set up my goals for myself? Because anything less of that is depleting myself and also depressing myself and taking away my self-esteem and not giving me the power. Because you, without having strong self-esteem and having the ability to be able to function in the thing that you're supposed to be doing, because you know you're not letting your own self down, right? You keeping your words to yourself, then you know you can accomplish it because now you can get to the point. Because a lot of times people out here, I want you to comment, like, and subscribe because we're doing this stuff because we want to try to help you. We want to try to see if we can share what we have in our lives, that whatever we're speaking, that could speak into your life. If you're having issues with problems with validation, you have problems with porn, you have emotional issues, mental issues, things to that effect, spiritual issues, ethical challenges in your life that you need to overcome. Comment, like, and subscribe. Get on the
Right.
podcast, man.
Get on the
And
podcast. We want to go live with questions, and we want to go live with
exactly.
comments. We want to engage with our audience. And
Yeah.
the next thing we're gonna do is, this was our, hey, let's just give it. You know what? I'm gonna give it up for us because this is our first live
First
event,
live, bro.
our
Coming
first
through. Let's
live
go.
our first live stream to Twitch, our first live stream to YouTube. So if you
Yeah.
made a comment like right now, you'd be part of
Mhm.
history right now. You'd be part of that
Exactly.
first
This is the first one.
regime that made a comment on
We are
our
day one.
day one. You'd be a day
Yeah, day
one.
one. Let's
And
go.
what comes with being a day one? You got to see it when it started. You gonna be here, and we're gonna know that you commented and that you showed the love today. So, if you feel so, please do. We're encouraging you to drop a comment,
Yes.
anything, drop some fire
Come on, let's
emojis,
go. Drop it.
whatever. It's it's whatever, because there's gonna
Yes.
be more. There's gonna be more. We just
Mhm.
want rather you be part of the first.
Correct.
So
Come on, be a day
that
one.
being said, TTMT, this is
KD
this
money.
these topics have been going, bro.
Let's
Like I feel
go,
like
man.
we got more in the tank, but I don't
Yeah, for
have more
sure.
in the tank tonight.
Hey,
Like
listen, man.
I
We could,
know you're supposed to be able to get on here and compare yourself to other people's lives and be on for
yeah,
hour and a half, 2 hours. Hey
we ain't
man,
got to do. We ain't got to
if
do all
it's
that.
true, if it's
Yeah,
true,
yeah.
it's supposed to hold its own weight.
True. It's supposed to
You
hold
know
its
what I'm
own
saying?
weight.
I'm like, it'll hold its
Yeah,
own weight.
yeah.
Pro, performance. I'm not trying to
Perform for
be
nobody. Yeah,
um on here trying to compare myself to other people and other people's times. But at the
true.
same time, I'm gonna
Mhm.
say this. I never want to come on here half stepping with advice I
True.
can't give you guys
True.
that
Exactly.
will help you. We'll never come
I
on
have to
here half
experience
stepping. I
myself.
don't
Yeah.
want to, I don't want to half step for an hour and a half. I don't want to,
Mhm.
BS our people
Yeah.
for that long and on
Mhm.
some fluff type stuff. But this is
Yeah.
all stuff that we've dealt with. This is all
True.
stuff that we're dealing with. This is all
I'm
stuff that
dealing with
we've
right now.
through and on the
Yeah.
some things we are on the other side of.
Correct.
So We just want to help somebody else out right here on the Next
Next
Level Nation
level
podcast.
nation podcast, yo. Y'all hear it.
Y'all
Let's
make
go.
sure y'all check
Come
in
on.
on the next podcast. We're gonna keep talking. We're gonna go into another level of digital temptations next time you see us. Be
Next time.
ready, be
Be
there,
there, be
be
still.
square. And if you don't know,
Now you know.
now
Let's
you
go.
know. Next Level Nation podcast,
Next
y'all.
level nation podcast,
Deuces.
yo. Deuces.